Welcome to Yes Bitch TV, honey. Yes, God. I'm here. I'm queer. I'm every fucking where. At least I'm trying to be. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yes, God. If you don't feel like doing that and just want to sit back, relax, and enjoy the fucking commentary, please feel free to do so, bitch. Yes. Let's jump right into the tea. Basically, I'm reviewing Chasing Dallas episode 4. And I'm going to do my best to cover everything, but I have no choice but to talk about, and for those that have been watching and that have seen the episode that aired last night, where I'm going to be going with this. So Tony Price revealed to us last night that he has been, dealing with drug addiction for like 2 years now almost, and in recent times he has relapsed. And I just want to say I appreciate the fact that you guys were able to capture this very vulnerable moment. It's not easy for someone to admit that they're dealing with these dark truths. It's not easy for someone to stand there on a public platform that has as many followers as Chasing Reality has. A lot of motherfucking people are going to see this episode. And the fact that you were able to stand there like that, Tony, and be able to speak your truth, no matter how you did feel like it was going to kind of damage you, but at the end of the day, anybody who comes for you and judges you for standing in this truth that most people won't ever able to admit in their lifetime, you're stronger than a lot of these other motherfuckers out here who won't admit their shit, okay? Courage is being able to stand in the shit as well as the good shit, okay? That's what defines real motherfucking courage, okay? And for those of you that watched the episode, you know what triggered this moment. You know what triggered it. So I don't need to go into boring shit when we can talk about this real shit, okay? Thank you, Chasing Reality, for being able to shed light on a topic that not only we as gay people, but we in the black community tend to shy away from. In terms of drug addiction, drug abuse, whatever the fuck you want to call it, our communities have been plagued for centuries. And, I'm going to say two things. The first thing I'm going to say is, for those of you that don't know, drugs were introduced to the African American communities to basically kill us off. Mass genocide, but in turn it was like self-inflicted. Ever since slavery was abolished, white people, white supremacists, people who are just racist, ignorant fuckers, created drugs. Oh, well, we can't enslave them anymore and kill them in the streets like we used to. So now we have to come up with new ways to destroy the black families, to destroy the black communities. Excuse me, bitch. But that's why drugs were introduced into our communities. And since then, it's taken over. It's swept through the motherfucking nation. What they didn't expect is now drug addiction has been just tarnishing the whites as well. Everyone's being affected by the drug epidemic, especially right now in these times that we're living in. Everyone's a crackhead, bitch. Everyone is doing the fucking most when it comes to these drugs. And you know how I know? This was the second thing I wanted to talk about. For the past 4 years, I have been working professionally in the substance abuse drug treatment center environment. That's what I do. I've worked with adults. I've worked with adolescents. I have worked with dual diagnosis. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's basically dealing with mental illness patients that also suffer from drug addiction. So, bitch, it's real out here. And personally, a lot of those that have been following me, I grew up in foster care, so a lot of my, closest friends, a lot of the people I've met along the way in this life have died and lost their lives due to, drug abuse. So, again, we've stepping back into the black communities, and when we speak of, drug abuse and addiction and everything, we've become normalized and numb to the shit because based on, a lot of the times I speak of where I come from. I don't know where y'all come from, but if you're watching me, that means you know that you came to watch some real shit. Okay? You didn't come for that bougie shit. If you came for bougie shit, this ain't for you. Okay? I'm keeping it real and I'm living in my truth and I'm bringing you the tea. Okay? Yes, God. So, follow me on this though. When you grow up in the hood and the projects, everyone has that crackhead uncle or auntie, that drunk bitch in the family, that neighborhood asshole who stay lit as fuck, okay? So we become normalized to the shit. We laugh it off and we brush it off. It becomes a non-conversation. And I think that's the problem, is we're not taking a step outside of our norm and looking and saying, damn, we do have a fucking problem. We have a problem, but how do we fix that problem? What is being done for us to get us out of this issue? Is anybody else talking about it that's in the black community? I don't think we in the black community, we shy away from talking about mental illness. We shy away from talking about drug and substance abuse. We shy away from trying to come up with ways to accept and fucking own up that bitch gays are here and we're here to stay, bitch. But that's not the topic of discussion. I just had to get that out. Yes, God. So we shy away from these topics. And I think at this moment, substance abuse and motherfucking, what's the other one, bitch? Substance abuse, I forget shit. We're fucked. And historically, this is what's been killing us. If you kill the mind, you kill the person. And you kill the will to survive. You kill the person's strength. You kill the person's courage. You kill the person's integrity. And then that person dies. That's one less person. Imagine timesing that. This drug epidemic has swept through the fucking nation, bitch. And it's taking many of lives. So, being able to have these open discussions is very important. And thank you for, and it took a gay platform, yes, God, to a gay black platform to bring this issue to light. Because we need to have the conversation. We need to have the conversation. And, if I'm touching on something personal, then God bless. Most of us in the gay community, I don't relate to this personally, but I know a lot of people I've known over the years get ostracized and basically thrown away by their families when they realize they're gay. So when you're gay and you also dealing with homelessness, bitch, drugs are your next best friend. So at the end of the day, that's what starts that cycle in that child's life. So guess what? It starts at home. Mothers and fathers, stop disowning your motherfucking children because they are trying to live their best life, and it's true and it's real to them. Your only job as a parent is to be there to support. Be there to raise and support child. Okay? The child is not always going to go in the direction you will it to be. Because guess what, bitch? We all got our own way of thinking. We all got blessed with our own mind frames and our own free will. As long as your child is doing the right things in life, being kind, being gentle, and trying their best to succeed and become productive members of society, you shouldn't give a fuck about your child's sexual preference, okay? Moving on to the shit, okay? So thank you again for touching on this subject. Thank you guys. You had like 2-3 moments of where people can get help in the local areas of Dallas. I thought that was really cute. That was wonderful. Again, Tony, thank you so much, but I do have to move on to the other aspects of this episode. Girl, these are some shady assholes. First of all, who recognized that does Markel have 2 apartments? Does Markel have 2 motherfucking apartments? Bitch, I think those are Airbnbs. I believe those are Airbnbs because, first of all, do y'all show the W Hotel as y'all were going into his shit? I felt that was kind of weird. Again, I told you I'm going everywhere with this review, so I may be ending somewhere, starting somewhere else, whatever the fuck. Follow the T, yes, God. Bitch. Yeah, Markel, I thought, bitch, I need to know what's T. I need to know what's T. Are you that wealthy, bitch? that you got two places? Or is that the same place and that's just the back room? I don't fucking know, but they look like two different places to me. I need an explanation. Are y'all show queens showing? Are the show queens showing, honey? Let a bitch know. You don't need to fake it till you make it. I respect a real bitch. Keep it real. Let a bitch know. Or are you just that wealthy? And I need to shut the fuck up. Okay, maybe I need to shut the fuck up. But I ain't gonna shut the fuck up. I need to know if a bitch is wealthy. That's what I need to know. Okay? Moving on from that shit. So, we are in the first place that Markel had his little party at. These hoes is getting into discussions. B King is finalizing his argument with Tony about the shade that was being thrown behind Tony's back. And, you know, again, they were able to overcome that. Hopefully that was real camaraderie and being able to come through with the shit, okay? And there won't be no more shade after that. But knowing these girls, 9 times out of 10, something else is going to come from it. Aubrey, I think his name is. Let me tell you why I like a bitch like that. Bitch came to drink. Bitch came to have a good time. And the bitch was looking good. Yes, God. Y'all over here with all this drama. Y'all over here calculating and bringing stress and heated debates up about bullshit. About he say, she say, or she say. Bitch. And Aubrey's just trying to have a good time. That's a guest I want in my house, bitch. Come to enjoy the tea, honey. Come to enjoy the moment, honey. Don't come with all that baggage and stress. And this isn't the first time that we've seen Aubrey just sit in the cut. We tend to kind of forget that he's there because he is so, you know, calm, cool, and collective. And I like a bitch like that. But for the show, I don't know how the other people gonna feel about it because my personality is different. Yes, I like to have a good time. I love the mess too. But, bitch, don't bring that shit to nobody's house. We already covered that part, though, on the last review, bitch. So, Aubrey was just chilling, girl. Charles, Uncle Charles, Daddy Charles, whatever his fucking name is, this big-ass, this beard, bitch. I'm not here for you, girl. Miss Girl, honey. Miss Girl, honey. I'm not here for you, Miss Beard Girl. I'm not here for you. Something ain't right about you. Something ain't right about you. And let's jump on Reese real quick. First of all, bitch, I didn't know you was the executive producer. Hey. But, you know, I still have to give unbiased opinions, girl. I like Reese G, but at the end of the day, how are you going to create mess? Yes, God. How are you going to create mess and try to be the one that solves the problem that comes from the mess? How are you going to be the shit starter and the motherfucking resolver? That doesn't make sense to me, but if no one's catching on to that, then I don't understand what the fuck wrong with y'all. But Reese G, thank you for opening up about, you know, your childhood experience growing up and your experience in foster care and dealing with the hateful stepmother or whoever that was hurting you. And let me explain something to people. You never know what someone's going through in their life until they decide to open up and tell their story. I think those were a couple of things that I feel that lack in a lot of these gay web series is they don't get in tune with the realism, the depth of a person, the reason why we are who we are. And I appreciate this episode for putting that on their platform and shedding light again on a topic that is never openly discussed in our communities, but is the main thing that is plaguing us and creating our demise, okay? So again, thank you, Reese, for being that vulnerable, being able to open up. And I think that did spark, because a lot of the girls are trying to throw shade about this homeless question. You know what? You may not relate to that, but you never know who has related to that. You never know who you're in a room with. Look at J.K. Rowling. She was on welfare. She could barely feed her fucking kids. Now she's the billionaire, top-selling author of the world. No one believed in her dream. They thought she was crazy. They wanted to check her into a loony bin because her dream for Harry Potter seemed unrealistic. But now look at the bitch. One of the wealthiest bitches to walk this planet. So at the end of the day, you never know what someone's going through and what they've come from and the things that make them them. So I do appreciate certain characters that decide to give us that depth of them. Because now I'm able to see beyond the motherfucking rain, bitch, okay? Ooh, beyond the rain. Yes, Mariah. Yes, girl. But yeah. Thank you for that. There's nothing else, really. There's nothing else. That scene to me was done. B. King was sitting with Kane. They were having some conversation, what looked like in a conference room or a hospital lobby. I don't fucking know. I don't know. What's the tea? I understand if you ain't for the show where a bitch really live at or whatever the case may be. I commend y'all for at least having these meetups at halfway decent places. Thank you so much. But at the end of the day, we're going to need to see some more depth, people, and that means seeing the tea. Not showing us Airbnbs. Reese G and Markel had a conversation at his other Airbnb. Yes, very much shade. Because we need tea. We need to know. They talked about basically everything under the sun pertaining to all the drama. I don't think that's even noteworthy to talk about because I don't care about that part. The biggest part of this video is paying attention to the first portion of it. There is a lot of young people out here, and because things are not talked about, it's as if they don't exist. But trust me, they exist. And the reason people don't want to talk about it is because they don't want to solve the problem. They want us to continue to die. They want us to continue to cease to exist. They hate the fabric of our being. That is why these issues are not talked about. So I urge anyone out there that is going through a similar situation, that may know someone that's going through some kind of substance, drug addiction kind of situation, or someone who's just depressed or whatever the case may be, reach out and touch a bitch. Reach out and shake a hoe, okay? And let them know that they are loved. Let them know that they are cared about. Let them know that they belong somewhere in this world. Okay? What does the thing say on the thing? Oh, my dear, you've always had the power. You just never knew it. You always had the power. Always have the power. Yes, God. Always have the power. Yes, God. Always have the power. Yes, God. You've always had the power. And you need to motherfucking let that light shine for all to see. Because you got bitches out here that will try their best to dim your light, to make their light shine brighter. And no, God, we're not with that crabs in the bucket. Fuck it, honey. Yes, God. Thank you, Tony, again. Thank you, Chasing Dallas, for sharing this motherfucking wonderful episode. I will be putting a link in the description. So make sure y'all definitely check this episode out. And again, love yourself, honey, because there are some bitches out here that would love to see you dead. And fuck that. I don't want to give a bitch the satisfaction, honey. No, God. Y'all be blessed.